Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please, if in this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment. And please, always come back to watch my videos. I really do appreciate your big support to this platform. In today's video, we're going to have very interesting discussion. So, a lot is really happening, and we are going to address some of those issues in today's video. Actually, in today's video, we are going to have the small boy like a stick. Then also we are going to have the Karod woman in our discussion. And then also, if we have time, we are going to have other discussion in our video today. So please watch the video from the beginning up to the end. And please, if you have not yet put a notification bell, please put a notification bell and also like the video as it comes directly to your screen. I really appreciate always your big support and also turning back to watch my videos. Thank you a million times. Let's start this video. The smaller boy like a stick is always having issues. He had really come with a very fake excuse in his YouTube platform, claiming that the reason why the princess, the wife of the travel commando came back to the village is actually because of the gifts that Jamaican uncle brought to the village. Those are the excuses, one of the excuses that he came out with, to try to make his story relevant. But you see, the truth of the matter is, this is a young man who is full of lies. A young man who is full of confusing people. He has a lot of jealousness. So, when he started talking about the reasons why Rocio came back to the village, and he elaborated that there are some items that Jamaican uncle actually came back with to the village, and those items are supposed to be unpacked, by the wife of the travel commando, So she had to rush very quickly back to the villa, so that these items can be unpacked. First, look at that type of reasoning. Is that a reasoning for somebody who is really mature? Or that is reasoning, somebody who is reasoning just like a child? It is actually not wise for this small boy like a stick to come out, to try making it look like, it was not time for the wife of the travel commando to come back to the village. The truth of the matter is, the wife of the travel commando had gone to UK and this other country for a short visit. It was not a long one, I'm wondering why there's so much concern, with the travel that Rocio took to these countries, for a very short period of time, and she's back with the villa. That type of jealousness is actually not good. So it is wrong for the small boy like a stick to come out and throw such accusation that the reason why the wife of the travel commando came back to the village, it was because of gifts. Really? By the way, there are really people who don't have shame. There are people who don't have shame in their eyes, in their faces, in their tongue. They don't have shame completely. It is very bad, and it is not wise, and it is uncalled for. Why is it that whatever things that any member of this family goes outside there to do, it is a crime? Is coming back to their own home is a crime? Is it a crime that she's able to come back to the village to be with her family? Is it a crime? Is it a crime? Why is it that now these outsiders who are so negative in life, there's so much concern with anything that happens in this family. Why don't you first of all appreciate the fact that she was able to travel to UK, to these other places that she has gone to, and she made history. She was able to travel with the son. It is not an easy task. It is not an easy thing. Why don't you first appreciate that fact than you coming out throwing only useless excuses? Because the small boy like a stick was the very person who came with an excuse that actually the wife of the travel commando is actually going to travel to Argentina forever, and she's not coming back to the village. And he was the very, very person who said the travel commando made a very big mistake to sign documents that allows his wife to move with the child. That was so wrong of him that his wife is going to take off. Look at that type of reasoning. Look at that type of reasoning. And I saw a lot of his commenters. They were saying that if Rocio takes off, goes back to their country, to Argentina, she will go with a lot of subscribers, for the travel commando. And she's actually after taking subscribers, for the travel commando. You see, this type of thinking is actually so bad. Look at first of all, look at the type of behavior these individuals are having. So actually, when you are having challenges in your own marriage, if you are failing in life, you want to try to shift those type of negativity, to the family, this family. This family, they are living in peace. They are having their own ways of doing their things. Why do you come with some proposals, suggesting how people are going to be separating? Why should you really come with such a thing? And now, this small boy like a stick got ashamed when he was lying people that the wife of the travel commando will be going to Argentina. He got ashamed seeing the wife of the travel commando actually coming to Africa. Look at that. But when you see them opening their mouth in their YouTube platforms, you may think actually they are the ones who are holding the key for knowing where somebody is heading to next. This type of imagination is really, really killing them. And any type of development that is coming in that family, it's a problem. You look at when the princess started the construction, how they started coming with a lot of negative, just cutting an avocado. And that avocado was not even cut fully. It was part of it that was cut. But the way they started throwing a lot of words, you may think it is a very, very big problem that has happened in the village. Making smaller things to look actually so big, so huge. Jealousness is not a good thing. Bitterness will destroy some individuals. So the progress of these individuals is actually a burden to them. Look at when David Jr. bought land recently. How they started throwing words. Look at the type of energy these individuals are trying to spread outside there. Their work is to spread confusion. Their work is to spread hatred. There is nothing good that these individuals will come out and appreciate. The only thing that I've seen these individuals actually coming to appreciate after making a lot of errors is actually the van, that Prado of the travel commando. The vehicle that the travel commando bought. But before them seeing that vehicle with their own eyes, they came up with a lot of stories. Some of them, they were saying, like the small boy, like a stick, he was saying the travel commando bought a scrap. You know, he said the travel commando bought a car that was stolen. He even came with stories that actually one of the uncles of the travel commando, who is a lawyer, is like this, like a lot of stories that was coming out to prove his point that actually the car of the travel commando was bought wrongly and it is a scrap. You know, can you imagine? Now, after seeing the real car, they started appreciating the car. It is a wonderful car. It's a nice car. But why do you always be on the negative at first? Why? Why don't you just appreciate that actually this man knows what he's doing? He knows his test. You know? This category of people is actually, these are the individuals who are tainting the name of Africa. Instead of promoting togetherness, they're promoting separation. Instead of promoting peace, they're promoting hate. This is what these groups are doing. You know? I saw Coco Mama. You know? That woman who looks like a thief. You know? Actually, is there a difference between, when you look at that woman, when you look at her face? For me, when I look at her face, I see a thief. Have you ever heard of women who are thieves? When I look at that woman, there is nothing I looked at. I just see a thief in her. That is a thief. The truth is, when I look at that woman, I see a thief. A thief. These women were... I know some people who will come here to watch this video, who supports them. You know, those confused ones, they will come here. The truth is, I have a feeling that woman is a thief. I'm telling you, there are reasons why those two women left UK. There are reasons. There are reasons. Those two women, when they were in UK, there are reasons why they left UK. That woman is a thief. You first look at the way, you know, how she looks. Look at the way she looks. Look at the way she behaves. You look at her. Have you ever seen a woman who is a thief and they have grabbed her? Have you ever seen? So now if you didn't know who is a thief, a woman who is a thief, that one is a thief. May I can tell you free. I see a picture of somebody who is a thief in her. I'm telling you. Probably she has changed, but there are reasons why those people were chased from UK. So I'm seeing them trying to condemn that Rocio was in UK and this other parts where she visited for a very, very short period of time. And what they're trying to associate that it is actually finances that push her to come back to Africa. Those are some of the things. But you see, I want to make something clear here. When the wife of the travel commando visited UK, she was freely moving in the streets of UK. And she was coming with videos back to back. You know? She was coming with videos back to back. And remember, she was moving with a child. What about these heavy women who went to UK? They were not carrying any child. What did they do exactly? Apart from standing in the streets looking for old men, in the streets. What video did you really see? That was actually good. Those women were coming out with. Apart from moving in the supermarket and standing in the streets. And now when they see the wife of the travel command, who was actually moving in the streets of UK, shooting very interesting videos, very nice videos that were coming out back to back, and she has a child. What about these heavy women who went to UK? 1 week was enough. 1 week was enough for them to take off. Tell me one of those interesting videos that these people were able to shoot and people appreciated. You tell me. Me, I did not see. I only saw people who are parading themselves in the streets of London looking for old men. And also, I was very pleased that the old men from UK, their eyes got open. And they said that actually, these are old shops. They cannot buy the products. So because the old men of UK failed to buy the product, they had to take off because there was no money actually to sustain them in UK. There was no money. So, for the wife of the travel commander who was there with a child, and she was able to come out with all these nice videos, and she was, she was staying in good hotels, powerful hotels. These are people who had gone to UK, and they are just, I think they were sleeping in containers. These were not hotels. These were containers. Containers, these, containers that they have tried to modernize to look like a house. These shipping containers, those are the places that they had gone to rent. A night, $10. $10. Now you see them opening their eyes and talking nonsense, nonsense about Russia. Why don't they accept the fact that this woman went to UK, did a tremendous job, and shoot very, very nice videos. And these videos were actually coming back to back, back to back, with a child. Remember that, with a child. But people who went, stayed in these containers, modernized containers that look like a house, paying $10. And they were able only to spend like 1 week in the UK. And on top of that, they went parading themselves in the streets. And all the people of UK became so wise that they cannot spend their money in old stock. Who is to be blamed? Is the travel commando to be blamed for their problems? No. UK, understand, is not for broke people. They took their brokenness to the UK. I saw them crying, going to these shopping malls. Every cloth that they touch, it is expensive. Very expensive. Me, I'm very pleased that actually when the wife of the travel commando visited UK, people were able to welcome her. People were able to welcome her, and people were there. And the gifts, they gave her gifts. When these thugs went to UK, what happened? When the thugs went to UK, what happened? Only one person. They met only one person in UK. So however much you see people go and watch the platforms, they don't want to associate themselves with fools. That is the reason why when they went to UK, nobody actually wanted to associate themselves with them. But when Russia went to UK, people turned up. I saw a lot of people there. And other people did not just appear on the camera. But people were there. When our thugs here from from Africa went there, those they know themselves. I don't want to mention their names. When they went to UK, only one person of their caliber, one person of their caliber was the one who was there. Only one person. But have you asked yourself, how many of their viewers, of their subscribers, are coming from UK? How many? They are there and they are very many. But none of them came out to visit them because actually they know how stupid they are. They know exactly how mentally disturbed they are. And let me tell you, people will not want to associate themselves with thieves. Whether they like it or not, me, I have said it. So what are they going to do? This is my platform, and I'm free to, I'm free. I have freedom to exercise. Me, I did not tell people to be thieves. You know that you're a thief, and you're going to go and visit UK. What are you going to steal? Cameras everywhere. What are you going to steal in UK? What are you going to steal? You tell me what you're going to steal from there. Because I saw one of the thieves who used to claim to be very, very smart. The one who was riding the bike in UK, grabbing people's phones. That one was grabbed. What about now this one who is just footing? And you're a woman. And you're a woman and you're heavy. Even running is a problem. How are you going to survive in UK with the stealing? How are you going to survive? So please, let's be very, very careful. You stay with your poverty where you know you can handle. But when you are going to take your madness somewhere else, let me tell you, the world will teach you. The world will teach you. The world will teach you. So, those thieves thought they were going to go and do some good work in UK. To their surprise, everywhere you look like this, a camera. Wherever you try to pick something from the supermarket like this, a camera. You see, here in Africa, in the villages, people do whatever things they want. Because there is nobody seeing you. There is no camera. But you try in the supermarket in UK. Sure. My friend. I know some people will say, but you're talking, you have never been there. I know cameras. Me, I don't want to be there because I know I'm broke. I cannot afford it. They say, bite what you can swallow. That is what I'm doing exactly. I'm biting what I can swallow. That's why I'm here. So those thieves that took themselves in UK, now you see. Now you see them, they're also opening their mouth. Yeah, she was breastfeeding in public. She was breastfeeding while recording a video. What is the problem with breastfeeding? Her own child. Is there a problem with breastfeeding your own child? She was showing people everything. So what is it? He wanted her child, to whatever, to be suffering of hunger because, because you are going to watch the video. That is her child. And a mother will do everything to ensure that her child is satisfied. The child is going to eat food. You who went to UK to steal, to provide for your children. Now, what about somebody who is breastfeeding her child? Stealing and now, which one is better? Every woman outside there breastfeed a child. You mean people don't know about that? So now this one, this fat woman, is now coming out. Hey, she was breastfeeding in the public. She was. I know you are just lacking content, and you are trying to capitalize on that, to make the wife of the travel commander like look like what? What's your problem? You want to tell me you have never breastfed your child? And let me tell you, see, there are people who don't have shame. The person you are saying breastfed her child in public, and you are talking nonsense about it, let me tell you, if this fat woman was to breastfeed her child in public, I don't think two people will even want to look at it twice. Because if the appearance is also looking the other way, what about now? You see, there are people, when I see them talking, I just see madness. There is actually no problem, no problem with her breastfeeding her child. Why should you be ashamed of breastfeeding your child? That is crap. That is crap. Mature people will just ignore that. Mature people, people who are mature in the brains. But people who always think, when you see somebody breastfeeding a child, then you start imagination. You have a lot of imagination in your head. That is actually what this stupid woman is just, she has a lot of imagination in her brains. What are you imagining? You leave her with her child. That is her child. And if a child was suffering, she was, the kid was maybe hungry, she is crying, they would still criticize her. Now, even after her breastfeeding her child, they are criticizing her. If the child was crying because of hunger, they would still criticize her. Now you want her to do what? You want her to do what? You leave the wife of the travel commando alone. You old fool. That Coco. Can't you go back to Nigeria? You go back. We are tired of you opening your mad, your dirty mouth, speaking nonsense to the public. She's not the first person to breastfeed, her child, when people are seeing. What is your problem? What about now these women who go and urinate on the streets when people are seeing? What about now a child, breastfeeding your own child? What about those also go to the street urinating? You style up, If you have a problem with, you are just too obsessed with the wife of the travel commander, just come out and tell us that you people, me, I'm too obsessed with her. I cannot leave her alone. Like this so-called discarded woman. I'm really wondering why the Karod woman this Bugoma woman is too obsessed with the princess. Every time talking about math. If you feel you are too addicted to math, you also buy your own dog and name it, Matt. But you really see somebody talking like a fool, like she does not understand herself. Then you see her laughing like a goat. You really? Is that really how people are supposed to laugh? When you really listen to that Bugoma woman when she's laughing. There are these laughing of people who sell themselves. That's the type of laugh. You really look at her like she's tired. Every time you see her on her video, like she's tired. Then you find people also putting their eyes there that they are watching nonsense only. Why don't you watch very interesting videos like vlogs from the princess, vlogs from the travel commando and the wife, David Jr. And also you can come here, because here we are here to tell them the truth, the way it is. We don't always hesitate. Please, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment. And please, always come back to watch my videos. I really do appreciate your big support to this platform. Now what? Now what? If you're a thief, you're a thief. We need to tell you the way it is. Me, I don't sanitize things. If you are wrong, you are wrong. If you are wrong, you are wrong. By the way, the fisherman, his father, I think, was put to rest today. And we really wishes the family well, and also may his soul rest in eternal peace. Yes, we can have our own personal differences, but when it comes to such issues, yes, we really wishes him all the best, and may his soul rest in eternal peace. Yes, he was a humble old man, in the community, according to what I was hearing. A very, very humble man who have really tried to ensure that, try to transform the life of some of his children, actually to get a better life, in the family. So we really thank him for the life that he has, from the time when he was in this world, and when he was still breathing and was able to do a lot of things. That is really a very, very good thing that he did in his life, raising his children and the rest. We always, yes, we thank God for his life. And also really, I want to take this opportunity to really, wish this family a very, very peaceful stay, and let them really focus now in the new life after their father, especially the fisherman. If he was really a wise man, he would stop dragging himself in issues that will actually not take him anywhere, but only trying to make his life hard, because it seems like he's now the person, who will always be in the family and to ensure that things are flowing. So for you to run the family well, you need to be sober, you know. But if you are going to have problems here and there every time they are arresting you, then the family will start shaking, and that is how things can get disorganized. That's just free advice. But we really wishes this Musei Segano, he is called Segano, you know, to rest in peace. His time got done, and we really, really sympathize with the family. Death is death. And yes, amidst all these other issues, we wishes him really, really the best. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Yes. Thank you so much, my good people. Thank you so much, my good people. In today's video, I ended it in that way, but I felt like, yes, we need to pass a message. We are one, though we have our differences, yes, we have our differences, and I know you understand that, but death is death. And yes, we send our condolences to the family. Yes, and we wish them all the best. Yes, all the best. Not all of them probably is like the fisherman. That's what I can say. Yes. In today's video, actually, I I decided to bring this video because of the things that I was seeing in some of these platforms. People who look like they're sober, and yet in actual sense they're not sober. People who looks like they know everything about the family of the travel commando, and yet actually they know nothing. They're just jealousy. They're just bitter of this family. They don't want to see any development taking shape in this family. They and by the way, if the travel commando was to marry, a stingy lady, very stingy lady, like this Bugoma woman, you know, his life was not going to be the same. His life, the life of the travel commando, was going to be very, very miserable. Let me tell you, from the time the travel commando got his wife, I feel like he's in peace. I feel like he has some freedom. I feel like he's happy. If I'm really lying, please you comment. Don't you guys really see that the travel commando is actually happy? Like yesterday when he was speaking the wife from the airport, I really saw peace in his face. I saw happiness of him welcoming his family. I saw happiness in him carrying his son. I saw a blessed family. I saw a joyous family. That is how life is supposed to be. A family where there is peace, there is happiness. A family where people share ideas, there is happiness. And I was really very, very glad with Jamaican uncle, though he was calling, instead of calling me Toto, he was calling what? There's a way he was calling the son of the travel command. Actually, he has not yet mastered how they call Mitoto. He has not yet mastered. But now, from the time that there is also hearing, hearing on the platform, and you don't pick it well, and there's that different. So actually, now when he's there, he's going to learn properly how to call the son of the travel command. Big up to you, Jamaican uncle, and blessing. Much respect to you, and thank you a million times for actually advising the travel commando in the right way. Actually, the travel commando in the video of today of Jamaican uncle, he was actually saying that Jamaican uncle always keeps on giving. Was it in that video of Jamaican uncle or the one of the travel con? Because yes. So, but he was really saying that he always keeps on giving him good advice, like a father. That is really, really so good of you, Jamaican uncle, and we really appreciate you for that. Big up and much respect to you, Jamaican uncle, and we wishes you, a good stay in that community and to be very, very blessed. I heard from the video that actually he has brought some seeds that they're going to be planting in the land of Jamaican uncle, and that is really, really so nice. Big up to you, Jamaican uncle, and much respect to you. Thank you a million times for being a good friend, for being a father, for being that unique person who always cares about the people whom he loves. Much respect and blessing to you, Jamaican uncle. I would really want to take this opportunity to thank all of you, my good people, who have been in position to turn up to watch this video of today. Thank you a million times, and I really, really appreciate your big support to this platform. Please, if you have not yet liked this video, please like the video and also comment where you feel is necessary. Thank you so much. My greetings to all my good moderators outside there. Thank you a million times, and thank you for making this platform what it is today. I really, really appreciate all of you for the wonderful job you're doing in supporting this platform. Also, I would really want to take this special opportunity to send my greetings to all my good people watching me from USA, UK, Canada, and all of you watching me from the Caribbean, and not forgetting my good people here actually in Africa. Thank you so much, and also very special greetings to Othieno Official. Big up to you and much respect to you, Othieno Official. Thank you so much, my good people. Let's meet again in our next video tomorrow. God bless all of you. See you again. Big up.